All right, this is an example of a word problem and how to set it up so that you can use trigonometry to answer the question. So the problem is a monument is located 550 feet from a building. From a window in that building, a person determines that the angle of elevation to the top of the monument is 15 degrees and that the angle of depression to the bottom of the monument is 2 degrees. How tall is the monument? Now, we're going to have our building where a person resides. We also have the monument that is at some distance. So let's say this is the window where the person is looking out of. The distance from the person to the monument is 550 feet. Now we have two different things that are given to you. From the window in the building, the angle of elevation to the top of the monument is 15 degrees. So from here to the top of the monument, this angle right here is 15 degrees. Now we also have the angle of depression to the bottom of the monument, and that one is 2 degrees. Now you can kind of see that this creates two different right triangles. This is a 90-degree angle, two different right triangles, and it splits the monument sort of in half. We're going to call this part of the monument X and this part of the monument Y. From the picture, it is obvious that the height of the whole monument is just X plus Y. We just need to find the X and we need to find the Y. Let's start with the Y since that's the color that I have selected. So we have this triangle right here. We do not know the hypotenuse in that triangle. We know one of the legs of that triangle, and we need to find another leg of that triangle. Since we're dealing with two legs, and we cannot find the length of the hypotenuse, we should be picking the functions that actually apply to this. So this would be tangent and cotangent. Since cotangent is not one of the functions that's built into your calculator, tangent is what you want to use here. So let's go ahead and look at this. Tangent of 15 degrees. Tangent by definition is the opposite side over the adjacent side. So this would be y, that's the opposite side, and the adjacent side is 550. Now we need to solve this for y. You do that just by multiplying both sides by 550. And there's your y. Well, we could put it into the calculator, but I am just more worried about the setup here instead of actually putting it into a calculator. So let's go ahead and look at a second triangle. So the second triangle is this triangle right here. It's also a 90-degree angle here, so it's a right triangle. We now have a 2-degree angle. The 550 side is shared between the two triangles. So we still have a tangent function, tangent of 2 degrees this time. Opposite side, which is x, divided by the adjacent side, which is 550. Solve this for x. 550 plus tangent times tangent of times. This should say times tangent of 2 degrees. Now, in order to find the actual height of the monument, I'm going to switch the color to my purple. We'll call it maybe h. H equals y plus x, which means that it is 550 times tangent of 15 degrees plus 550 times tangent of 2 degrees. You could factor out 550 to make it look prettier, but you don't have to. There you go. Since we're just doing the setup, we're not putting it into a calculator. That would be your final answer.